Well, hopefully maybe you guys pop back in. It's after dinner for me, so we're going to be diving into the Gemini April 2022 reading. Ah! I'm super excited about this one because I am a Gemini Sun. So this is for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, or perhaps you have some Gemini friends or Geminis in your family and you want to get a better look at what's going on in April for them. Okay, if you want to know a little bit more about me, my name is Tara and I have here Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. All of my information is down below. My website, if you want to check it out for my readings. Also, my newsletter and my Leon Mystery School, Patreon, all that good stuff. Check it out down below. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me go over the decks that I'm going to be using in today's chat. I have the Wally's World Oracle. So this is an oracle that I created. The link for that is down below, but this is a community-based deck, and it's my little Wally Wallito who just had his 8th birthday yesterday. I'm also going to be using the Essential Oils Healing deck, the Lavish Earth Oracle, because we're going to be busting out some crystals that perhaps Gemini could use in April 2022. The Mystic Fairy Tarot. And this is the Feelings in Bloom Oracle by my friend V over at V Love and Tarot. I'm also going to be using the Good Karma Tarot. I know it's like, wow, deck after deck, just boom. The Animal Love Oracle cards. All right, so here is my little list. So these are things I'm doing for each of the zodiac signs. So I'll be casting a circle today, and even if you guys aren't physically here, obviously in my apartment, I do believe that energy doesn't know space or time. So, you know, anybody who watches this or is in the chat today, no matter when they watch it, are invited into the circle. All right, then we're going to dive into the monthly reading. I want to pull some specific cards for health, wealth, love, and career. Then we'll go into a blessing and a block that you might encounter on the little Geminis out there for April 2022. Then we're going to go into a viewer's choice. So everybody who's in the chat today will have a chance to vote on one of 2 questions that I can pull cards for you guys. And then we're going to do a bit of a healing with the antique Tibetan singing bowls. These are James's singing bowls. He has quite a few actually, but I figured these will be really nice for our healing today. And then we'll close up the circle and I'll go into my gratitudes. All right, so the spread that I'm going to be using for the April 2022 reading is my best friend's flower spread, and it kind of connects obviously with Ostara and spring, you know, here in the northern hemisphere, but I do believe just kind of April in general, no matter if you are in the southern hemisphere or in the northern hemisphere, these questions should be pertinent to you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to light my candle, kind of working with all of the elements. Sumi, hey! Good evening. It was nice to see you this morning. Now, good evening. All right, so gonna bust out that yellow candle that those that were in the chat earlier today know I was using. I just can't seem to get enough of that yellow good solar plexus solar energy. All right, so bringing in the fire element, followed by my cone incense here, and we're going to bring in some of that air element, especially for my Geminis. Hello, air signs. And I'm curious too to see what's going to go on in April 2022, because I'm in there with you guys. All right. Sumi says it looks like the banana, the candle. You know what? We need more bananas in this house because that's awesome for cooking and baking. All right. Let's add a little bit of water. So we have our fire, air, now going into water, just kind of cleansing the area, so that we have the clearest messages possible for all those who will watch or listen to this chat. All right. And just kind of break things up with a little bit of sound. So I'm using my Tibetan singing bowl. So this one's connected to the heart chakra. does feel nice. Makes my little heart sing. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and cast our circle. So I'm going to ask for the help of the elementals in each of the 4 directions. And for that, I am going to be using this Mosasaur wand. So it's Mosasaur tooth with Mexican fire agate, and it's one that we actually sell in Desert Cauldron. Can't get our hands on too many 90 million year old Mosasaur teeth, so actually this is one of a kind. So if you're interested, just check out Desert Cauldron. All right, so I'm calling in the elementals of the north to help us to cast our circle today. At the same time, I'm just grounding into Gaia, pulling down source energy, and as I do, making it fill my heart, and from my heart down my arms into this beautiful wand, pushing out beautiful blue protective energy, keeping out all energies that do not serve our best and highest good for these readings. All right, calling in the elemental energies of the east to help us cast our circle today. Calling in the elemental energies of the south to help us cast our circle today. And calling in the elemental energies of the west to help us cast our circle today. All right, our circle is cast. Let our work begin, and so it is. All right, so I was able to get a little bit of sun today, so I might look a little bit more sunnified since this morning James and I went walking down to the Four Peaks Brewery, and it's actually named after the Four Peaks here in Arizona. And I was thinking maybe taking my Jeep out there to the actual Four Peaks and maybe do a little bit of four-wheeling. So we'll go see. Misha, hey, long time no see. Misha said, hey, you think I'm a Gemini moon and rising. Finished my Muse walkthroughs today, edging it now, and it looks fantastic. Very nice. Excellent. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, Geminis. What do we got going on in April 2022? Let's go ahead and ask Wally first for an overall theme that we could look forward to, and things that we might notice, you know, throughout the month of April. What do you got for us, my little Puma? Little Wally Walito. April 2022, Gemini. All right, let me go ahead and put these cards off to the side. Okay, so let's take a look here. We have this image here, which was actually taken by Cosmic Creeper, and this is out in the UK. It's one of the botanical gardens that she likes to go visit, has lots of ducks and things like that. She finds it to be very peaceful. So throughout the month of April, Gemini, let's see. Okay, this is a little bit of a similar message that I had for the weekly reading earlier this morning. Of course, you know, we're all, bits and pieces of us are kind of all throughout these readings. But this is all about going out on a limb, taking a chance in April 2022. So Gemini, you know, sometimes we've got those dual sides, that dual personality kind of, you know, where we might be up, we might be down, we might be, you know, here and there. We're kind of all over the place, but this is kind of focusing our energy and something that we want to accomplish right now. We might have several things right now, but we're going to have to meditate on it and say, okay, of those several things that I want to accomplish now, which one do I think should take precedence amongst all the others? And that's the one where you're going to want to kind of take a leap of faith, because we might decide subconsciously to choose one thing over another to complete first because it seems easier. We might lack certain confidence for other projects we might want to complete. So we just say, oh yeah, I'll work on those later. And then I'll work on these because you seem more confident, you know, in these ones. But this is all about choosing the particular project or the thing that you want to start or the thing that you want to complete. Um, and taking the one that makes you a little bit more nervous, a little bit more anxious, because this is all about getting out of our comfort zone. We talked about that today, earlier in the weekly reading, about, this week trying to do something out of your comfort zone. And perhaps that was kind of aimed at all of our Geminis out there, myself included, trying something that is definitely different. I tried to dip my toe into that today. I ate something a little bit more spicy, than I'm used to at lunchtime. So, but I'll try to keep going, this week and obviously now in the month of April. So just a little FYI, to kind of keep that in mind as we pull these cards for this month. Okay, so go ahead and give me a moment. Misha, thank you so much. Go ahead and give me a moment while I pull all of these cards. There's quite a few here, so just bear with me. Plus, I got to pull an essential oil card and some crystal cards. With the crystals, you don't necessarily have to have those particular crystals, but you could just kind of meditate on the energy, maybe the image of it, or if you have an oracle deck or tarot deck with crystals in it, maybe you can, meditate on the image there. Of course, having the physical crystal in your hand is going to be a somewhat different energy than if you're actually just looking at the picture. But I do believe looking at the picture, meditating on it, trying to connect with the energy, you're still going to get a benefit from it. Okay, and with the essential oils, if you are allergic to any of these essential oils or any of the herbs, then obviously find a suitable substitute. All right, so let's go ahead and pull these cards here. Gemini, April 2022. Opportunity Spring, Gemini 2022. Right, and making a little bit of space here. Give me just a moment. Okay, and then, whoop, looks like that's going to be one of our cards there. All right, and then question number 6. Okay, and number 7. What needs to be? Boom. All right, some very talkative cards this evening, Gemini. Kind of goes on with Gemini. Like, we tend to be quite chatty at times. All right, let's pull some crystal cards. Okay, so just give me a moment on that. I'll pull 3 crystal cards from the Lavish Earth Oracle. Something we might want to work with in April 2022. Interesting goings-ons in the apartment next door. All right. And I'm listening to some of the kids that are playing outside near the pool because it's now it's getting kind of warm here. It was in the low 90s again today, so a lot more people playing out by the pool, a lot more kids playing outside, a lot more people riding their bikes and getting out there before it turns into fire and brimstone in the summer. All right. There's that. And a few more cards from our Mystic Fairy Tarot. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right. What stabilizers already blossomed? And what doors are opening for you in April 2022? Excellent. All right, guys. I have all the cards pulled. There are a lot here, so let's go ahead and hop to it. All right. Okay, starting off with the very first card, April 2022, for all of my fellow Gemini homies, wherever Gemini seems to be placed in your chart, or like I said, if you just want to get to understand some of the Geminis in your life, maybe you just want to listen in. Okay. Interesting. We had this card in the first position yesterday with Pisces. So interesting. All right. So the very first question is, what will hatch for you this April, Gemini, for April 2022? And we have the Hanged Fae, which connects to the Hanged Man. So give me just a moment with this card. Okay, so what I was getting with this one, it was kind of a, not a huge like awakening, like we were kind of talking about with some of the other signs, that I've done so far, but more of an aha moment, kind of a light bulb moment. So it's not that anything has changed really, but it's seeing a particular situation kind of like from this, instead of, when we're in a certain thing with like the horse blinders. And I was just getting that this is more of a looking at that same situation just a little bit differently. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I get what this situation is trying to teach me. And also at the same time, I think I have a whole new solution for this particular situation, a whole new idea for this particular situation. So I'm getting more of an aha moment of something that's hatching for you in April 2022. Instead of like a grand awakening, it's just being able to step back from something that's already been going on and being like, oh, wait, oh. Okay, I get it. I get it now. Okay, I was going the other way, but okay, I got you now. So one of those moments. And Sumi's like another major as the first card. I know, seriously, dude, if you were in here during the weekly reading this morning, anybody else who's watching, all of the blocks that we had for this week was all major arcana. And then in the previous readings that I've been doing for the zodiac signs, it seems like the very first card is always a majors card. Aries went crazy. It was like almost all majors, but this is really interesting. And the fact that Cancer and Gemini have the exact same card in the first position after cards have been shuffled numerous times, that's interesting. Coincidence? I think not. Okay, going into the second question, what gift is being offered to you, Geminis, in April 2022? And we have the Knave of Swords, which connects to the Page of Swords. So that alternative perspective that I was talking about just right now, being able to take a step back from a situation, nothing else has changed about the situation, it's just your perspective of the situation, all of a sudden getting a better understanding of it. And if it's something needing a solution, you definitely have a new and unique solution to the problem, or something else to offer to that particular situation, because now you're seeing it from a broader perspective. So with that, that is a gift that's being offered to you this April, is being able to look at certain situations almost from like a lateral point of view. I know that technically the hangman is like inverted, but this is more like a lateral thinking, kind of taking yourself to the side and going, oh, okay, all right, that's unique. So instead of trying to navigate your way through particular situations or solve certain issues the way you always have, this kind of change in perspective, taking a step back, seeing the bigger picture, is giving you more creativity in these particular types of situations, thus shifting your energy. And we're all about evolving and shifting our energy, and the greatest way to do that is to do something a little bit different than we've always done. And so in this case, Geminis, always thinking up there, hence the swords. So I was waiting to see when the swords was going to pop up, and it looks like it's in the second card already. But our little air sign energy here, we have all of these thoughts and ideas. So we want to get that creativity out there. We want to get that problem solving out there and that communication out there. So let's change the perspective of our situations, and we can get that creative juices, flowing. It's like, oh, something new. Okay, this is like a new challenge, new thing. So that is definitely a gift that is being offered to you this April. All right, so going into question number 3, what energies will help you to plant your new projects? So the things that you would like to complete, and now maybe the things that you have a different perspective of that you would like to complete. Let's take a look at what energies will help to solidify, that change in perspective. And we have the Two of Cups. So in this instance, I am seeing, you guys are the great communicators to some degree, not always maybe face to face, but Gemini is kind of no matter where you are in the chart, to some degree, you have a great way of communicating. Some people communicate through art or poetry or verbal speaking. But I do believe sharing your unique perspective with somebody else, trusted friend, colleague, somebody that you might want to do business with, is going to offer you feedback. So you're putting those ideas out there. Okay, I have this new unique perspective, for example, new unique perspective. I was thinking we can do this, this, and this, and you're sharing this with somebody, like I said, that you trust. And that person says, that's a good idea. What if also you did this, this, this? So you're opening up that dialogue, and then all of a sudden your creative juices are going, their creative juices are going, and you guys end up creating something pretty awesome and unique. But definitely try to vocalize what it is that you've been seeing and how you've been seeing it, so that you can get that back and forth, so that you guys can create something quite unique and solving the issue or creating something new. All right, so let's go into question 4. What area of our life is going to need nourishment in April 2022? Okay, we have the 6 of Cups. All right, so what I'm getting with this, the little Gemini homies out there, yes, we will hopefully, be sharing our ideas, our new unique perspectives with other people, our new avenues, new kind of ways of trying out different things this month, in the month of April. But the part of you that may need nourishment is a little bit of free time. So although it may seem somewhat fun to, maybe do some adulting and finding unique, creative ways of solving particular problems, situations, getting things done, working with other people, but you're also going to need something that fulfills you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. So just making sure that you are having enough, I would say, inner child fun, and as well as honoring your creative adult side as well. So, there is the adult that is doing wonderful creative things, in the 3D world, but there's also the inner child that sometimes just wants to sit around and do Netflix for a day or two, or would just like to indulge in something that took you all day to bake in the kitchen or whatever it may be. So just make sure that you are nourishing and indulging that inner child as well in April. Not to say all waking hours should be spent in indulging that inner child, but every once in a while, just so that there is a balance that is kept. And you notice this is a Cups card, so this is honoring that emotional side as well. Because Geminis, we tend to be a lot up here, and sometimes we get very disconnected with our feelings, so hence sometimes it feels like we're overwhelmed by feelings, because we get them all at once and the brain doesn't know what to do with it, because the brain's been up here chattering away like crazy. So make sure that you do something that's also very emotionally fulfilling. Okay, so going on to question number 5. What strengths can you showcase in April? And we have the 7 of Cups. Interesting. All right, let me have a little bit of water before I continue here. Okay, Gemini, one of your strengths that you can definitely showcase in April 2022 are those wonderful, almost wild, fantastic dreams that you have. Not necessarily like the actual dreams that you have at night, but the things that you would like to see happen in your life. No matter how far-fetched and how wild and crazy they are, you have this almost like childlike innocence of thinking of these things and saying, yeah, I could do that. I could do that someday. I'll find the confidence, I'll find a way, but that would be amazing if I could do that. So instead of right away shutting it down in the brain, Gemini, you have such a way of thinking of these wonderful things that could be. And so take that as your strength in April with, all of this working with other people, seeing problems from a very unique perspective. And take those ideas and share them. Share those dreams, no matter how wacky and wild maybe you think other people will think they are. Just share them, because you're very good at that. That is one of your strengths, is being able to have these beautiful, beautiful dreams, beautiful new things that we could try and add into our lives, you know? So very cool. All right, question number 6. What area of your life is going to need a little refresh? And we have the 3 of Wands. Okay, I would say the people that you hang around with might need a little bit of a refresh. I am not bad mouthing the people that you are hanging around with. I'm just saying sometimes it's good to have a change in the groups of people that we hang around with. Number one, you know, it's great when you have a change of groups of people, you have a change in mindsets and perspectives. You have different personalities, different energies that, you know, you get to work with and that you get to be around, that you get to laugh with and have a good time. So just one area of refresh for April is maybe try hanging out with a friend that you haven't hung out with in a while, or if you're normally in large groups of friends, maybe just focus on a few really good friends to hang out with and share ideas with this month, or vice versa. So I'm just seeing a little bit of a refresh in those that you normally hang around. So this might even be a seeking out of new people that you've maybe never met before, and you just get to talking to them at a restaurant because they happen to be at the table next to you, and just try and make new acquaintances. And from those acquaintances, you might find out you've made new friends. So, you know, I think that would be really good for a little bit of a refresh. Sumi said, I just saw a synchronicity of blue turquoise. Tara's shirt is blue, drank from a blue water bottle, and the super chat on the screen is blue. That was 3 blue items on the screen at once. Good eye. Oh my gosh, I didn't even catch that. That is so cool. So yeah, if anybody gets that synchronicity, you know, perhaps blue means something for you. Also, throat chakra, you know, so that could mean a little bit of an extra message for somebody out there as well. So definitely take in that blue energy too. All right, question number 7. What do you need in your life right now? What you need, Gemini? The Emperor. Okay. So I say this with love because I am included in this. Geminis, we tend to have, like I said here, all of these like wonderful ideas, wonderful things that we might want to try and do, but we may feel a little shy leading the charge. So we kind of like share it with other people, see if maybe they want to get it started, and maybe we just hang back, or, you know, there's so many projects we don't even know where to start. So something that you might want to try and incorporate into your life in April is a little bit more of that Emperor energy of, I'll be the one to start this project. I'm going to make sure that I sort through all the things that maybe I want to try out. I'm just going to focus on one for the month of April. So getting into a more focused and solidified Emperor energy instead of our flighty, we're all over the place air energy that we normally are. So taking a cue from our fiery signs and taking a little bit more concerted action instead of just hanging back, sitting there full of ideas, just oh. Sumi said, yes, if blue turquoise means anything, maybe it's reminding us to drink more water. Tara was also just talking about kids at the pool. That's right. So a lot of water messages just kind of came through quickly. Plus, you know, I'm kind of wearing something that I could wear at the pool. So there we go. So Gemini might want to incorporate a bit more Emperor energy. That might be something that you might need in April. Okay, so let's take a look at some crystals then. What type of crystals could Gemini be working with in April? Sumi, you're gonna love this. Blue calcite. Dude, the blue energy is like crazy right now. So soothing. Meditate with cool blue calcite when you intend to manifest. Calcite is a stone of manifestation. It says, do not worry. There is no need. Money comes. Know that as you connect more and more to the simple truth that you are held in total and complete safety and love, you begin to release any and all fear and anxiety around financial issues. As this happens, you are free to see the bigger picture and all the amazing possibilities. Remember earlier I was talking about seeing things from a different perspective, a bigger picture. The largest documented crystals of calcite are found in Iceland and weigh over 250 tons. All right, so a lot of throat chakra here. Blue calcite. Love calcite. I love the feel of calcite. Sumi's over there cracking up, and now she's showing, drink the water, drink the water. All right, we have another calcite that Gemini, you might possibly want to meditate on or bust out if you have, and that is pearl calcite. Okay, for pearl calcite, it is solid, plentiful, and alive with a high, lovely vibration. It says abundance of all necessities. Pearl calcite has a creamy richness to it that reminds us to indulge in the finer things in life and not deny ourselves the most engaging, inspiring, and life-enhancing experiences. Calcite usually grounds us to the earth. Pearl calcite says, "Look to the heavens. I am here to inspire and enrich and remind you of the beautifully aesthetic experiences life has to offer." Living the bougie life. All right, Gemini. Okay, and then going into our third stone that you could use. Hey, Sherry Bug! How are you? We have scolecite. All right, scolecite has an ancient system in place to support and protect you, protect as you move to the next level of growth. Think of scolecite as laying a firm foundation, one that balances and aligns with effects that are long-lasting. Much like this beautiful piece of scolecite here. Soak that in, you guys. Scolecite can be used effectively with vetiver essential oil. Vetiver is a grass that is sown wherever there is erosion of the soil in India because its strong roots prevent more soil loss. Use scolecite in your meditation practice or lay it directly on the body. Scolecite is a prismatic crystal, often found in fibrous radiating masses. All right, so here's a wonderful piece of scolecite for you guys, and this is, it's a stone that I like using either in its raw form or sometimes even polished. Sometimes, most of the time I like things in their raw form. Misha said, if I get that 3D printer, can I send you something pretty that I make for free? I mean, if you want to, you don't have to, but yeah, I mean, that would be amazing. And Sherry Bug said, doing good, just chilling. Nice, good to hear it. Just take a load off, Chica, relax. All right, so again, those crystals for April 2022 for our Gemini friends out there, we have blue calcite, pearl calcite, and scolecite. So if you have any of those crystals, perhaps bust them out, do a little bit of a meditation with them, or if you don't have any of those crystals, you can always find an image on the internet and try to meditate with its energy. You still, I believe, get some benefit. Of course, it's a little bit different when you actually have the crystal, but you still do get benefit. All right, let's also take a look at an essential oil. So particular, maybe essential oil you can use, or if you have something that maybe is an alternative, something very similar, then go ahead with that. We have cedar wood, fortifies and strengthens. And with cedar wood, I'm getting kind of that Emperor energy vibes. Remember, that's the energy that we might want to embody in the month of April. And so I think that affecting the olfactories and being able to smell that strength and firmness and taking action type energy, it would help, if it's around, it reminds us of, oh yeah, a little bit more Emperor energy. I gotcha. Or maybe if you don't have the essential oil around, but you happen to have cedar around, maybe a little snifsky of cedar. Have little pieces of cedar wood. Some people have cedar wood in their closets to kind of keep out moths and things like that. So there we go, cedar wood. See what you guys can do with that in April. And then our next question, how to stabilize what has already blossomed in our lives. Let's see, Misha said, OMG, I love cedar. My ex has a beautiful cedar house. He's still my friend. Love that house though. A cedar house, that must smell freaking amazeballs because I love the smell of cedar. All right, so let's take a look at this here. So what has, or how to stabilize what has already been blossoming. So how can we stabilize this? We have the Queen of Pentacles and we have the Hierophant. Also here, this is called the Priest. Sherry Bug has a cedar tree in the front yard. Oh, like I said, must smell amazing. we don't have cedar here, but I mean, all I smell right now is the chlorine from the pool. And some of our palm trees. Okay, so how to stabilize that energy? I believe in, like I said, you know, taking that Emperor energy, Gemini, and this is all suggestions, so take this as you will, but taking that Emperor energy of the million beautiful, wonderful ideas that you have, let's narrow it down to maybe one thing that you can focus on. Focus all of that beautiful creative energy, that wild energy that we tend to have as Geminis, and focus it into that one thing. And as you do so, start to bring up all the tools that you have for that particular project or, you know, thing that you're going to be doing, maybe possibly working with somebody else. So this is where you get to really reflect on your toolkits, like, oh yeah, and then I learned this and I already know how to do this, and I don't need anybody to help me with this because I already know this. And you realize that, you know, by focusing your mind on one thing, finally one thing at a time, you're like, wow, like I have already the ability to do like a lot of this project already. Like, let's say it's, you know, you're doing some sort of project and it's like you have 90% of what you already need, like the skills and the ability to kind of think through some of the issues. And you're like, oh, okay, so yeah, maybe you still do partner with somebody, but it's more like an equal partnership. You have so much to offer, the other person perhaps also has so much to offer. And so I do really see this as stabilizing. You know, I actually do see it as a form of revenue. So being able to get kind of a monetary return on this one thing that you're pouring all of your energy into, instead of dispersing your energy everywhere and then seeing a nominal return. Instead, it's giving a lot more focused energy, therefore getting a more focused return. And also building up that self-confidence because you realize you have attained so many skills for problem solving kind of over the years, that now this project is going to require those things that you thought you would never need those skills ever again. Now they're coming into play, and that's amazing. Okay, let's see. Sherrybug says, you have pinyon pine though. Yes, we do. I have actually on my property pinyon pine and juniper berry. So juniper trees, a lot of juniper trees. Sherrybug said, I have Mars and Saturn in Gemini. Again, I don't know what that means though. So in Saturn, I might have to kind of relook that up, but I think in Mars, it's just kind of giving that crazy, fiery Mars energy, kind of that warrior energy that Mars tends to be, and mixing that with the very flighty nature of Gemini. So sometimes throwing fire everywhere, like, ha, ha. Somewhere I see kind of like that dispersion of energy in a lot of different places. But then that's going to be the challenge, trying to focus, you know, let's say a lot of that Mars energy into like one thing instead of all over the place, you know, as it is when it's attached to Gemini. Okay, let's see. Then let's go into the final card for this particular section of the reading. What door will be opening up for us at the end of April? Sumi said, question, your cat is a Gemini. Does your cat have Gemini characteristics like people do? I find that they do. That's why I usually ask, you know, with people's like dogs or cats, like, when's your dog or cat's birthday? So you know, like for Wally, he is an Aries, and that makes sense because of his crazy head nature. And then we have Loki, who is actually a Taurus. And so he does have a lot of that Taurus qualities. He loves to just kind of lounge around. He loves to indulge. He loves to just be babied, you know. So I do find that sometimes the Western astrology does match up with people's pets, but I like doing the Mind astrology destiny charts, and I find those to be pretty accurate too. All right, so a door that is opening up for us in April. is the Four of Swords. And what I'm getting with that is if our mental chatter and everything that's going on, we can focus it into one project for the month instead of throwing our energy in all over the place, that's definitely going to give us more energy throughout the month. You know, if our mind isn't in a million places at once and we have more focused energy, hence possibly more meditation, which I was talking about earlier in the chat for all of us air signs, that the mind gets to finally rest. It's not running at like full capacity. It's like, okay, we're running on this and whew, I think we can deal with this. You know, we have enough energy, you know, to do this, and it gives you a little bit of a mental break, you know, if you're just more laser focused. All right, so definitely a door that's opening up for you. So now let's take a look into a few different areas for Gemini April 2022, and that is health, wealth, love, and career. Let's get a little extra message on this. April 2022, health, Gemini, wealth, Gemini, love, and Gemini career. Gemini career. All right, let's go ahead and put these away. The deck that I'm using here is the Feelings in Bloom Oracle, created by our very own V from V Love and Tarot. And you can check her out on Etsy. She has a ton of decks that you guys might be interested in. Okay, so taking a look at the very first question, health. All right, Gemini, your health, April 2022. Exhausted. I quiet my mind and relax my body. So there is the warning that we could have a little bit of a mental burnout if maybe we don't allow ourselves to have a more calm and focused agenda for the month. You know, and if we just allow our little Gemini brain to go all over the place, and I'm going to do this and this and this, and what's that person thinking? Oh yeah, and then I was going to do this and this. Oh, and then I was thinking of some future projects, and you know, and there's all these thoughts and ideas, but nothing gets put into action. Then everything does is stay up here instead of get flowed out into the 3D world. So there is the tendency to become very mentally exhausted in April if we don't try to focus our energy more into kind of that emperor archetype. Okay, so just be wary. If you feel yourself starting to burn out, you're waking up, perhaps not remembering your dreams, and you're still exhausted when you wake up in the morning, then you know that your brain is still working overdrive while you're sleeping. So it's like you still don't get a break. So that's when you know you need to stop, drop, and meditate. Time for some more focus. Okay, then we go into wealth. We have tempted. I am stronger than I think. Okay, Gemini, and possibly talking to me too, because sometimes I have these tendencies. With all the lovely things that pop up in the springtime, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere, there's new spring wardrobe, spring cleaning. You could do this with your home. You know, it's time for a repaint. It's time to do this. And oftentimes a lot of those things, and sometimes they're more like merchandise, like buy our stuff, you know, type things, like material type things that are out there. And also things maybe like working on the car, they all cost money. So instead of being like a little magpie and just like your eyes lighting up whenever you see the sparkly things, just be careful where your money goes in April, because there might be a tendency to over purchase and overspend in the month of April, because there's just so many new things out there that perhaps you want to try, you know. But if you're going out to a restaurant a few times a week, every week, that's going to add up in money. Also, if like let's say for me, I keep wanting to deck out my Jeep, but it costs a lot of money, you know, and what things are actually needed for a Jeep when it goes four-wheeling, and which is just so that your Jeep looks cool, you know, kind of taking that into consideration. Also, you know, you see some new things, you know, new furnishings for the home or decorations for the home, you know, maybe a couple things here and there, but just make sure that you take a look at your budget and decide whether those things are actually things that are pertinent to right now and pertinent to the laser focused project that perhaps you're going to be working on. So keep an eye on your bank account this month in April. All right, when it comes to love, we have powerful, try to stop me. So when it comes to love and romance, whether you're with somebody or not, dating around, whatever it may be, when you take your creative, lovely, communicative Gemini self and you become a little bit more laser focused, like you're working on one project, it's very attractive to see somebody working on their passion, that they're putting their all into this thing. And other people are going to notice that, like, that's hot. To watch their mind work and watch them solve the problems, of this thing that they care so much about, instead of flying all over the place with like, oh, and then we can do this and I can do this, like a little social butterfly. Ooh, this. It's just going to be very, very attractive to potential partners, or the person that you're already with, when they see you putting yourself into one project, watching those creative ideas in this one project, watching you problem solve. So you're going to become, as they say, pretty hot and tempting in April 2022, if you can get yourself to focus on one project at a time. So there's going to be some eyes on you. And if you are with somebody, expect somebody that you love to maybe be like, hey, how you doing? All right, so then going into career. All right, we have surprised, I revel in this moment. All right, so I'm getting a couple of different things. So when it comes to career, Gemini, I do feel that those that maybe are in a particular job where they've run into kind of a rut, well, as your energy becomes more focused and more settled and more grounded, you realize that there is a different way that you could do your job. Perhaps there's a different section, like kind of a lateral move in the company, or perhaps moving up a rung, or just to a different department, and you might find that you have more fun in that particular area. Or you may find that there is an opportunity to do something completely different, like somebody offers you a job, or perhaps that project that you're working on is a side job, like you being the boss of that particular side job, and now you're going to try to start that business while maybe you're already have a foot in a different job, but kind of using training wheels to get this other one going, get it off the ground. So I do see kind of movement when it comes to career, either moving around in your career to something else that suits you, or working on kind of a side project while you have kind of your main job going on. And that's definitely going to help you to gain traction over time. So, hey, okay. Let's go into a blessing and a block then for April 2022. For our little Geminis out there. All right. Let's go. Blessing and a block for April 2022. Gemini. Gemini in the city. All right. All right. Here is an opportunity, dude. Okay. If you, hey Surian, oh my gosh, long time no see. If you were in the live chat this morning for the weekly reading, the card that I pulled for today for a blessing was the Death card, and it was a different deck. The card that I'm pulling today for April 2022 for Gemini, a blessing, an opportunity, is the Death card. So perhaps I was speaking to the Geminis out there when I was talking about today and April. Okay. Let me have a little sip of water first. Don't forget to stay hydrated, everyone. Okay. So there is an opportunity to transform your everyday. And I kind of went over that already, where, you have all these lovely ideas, you're tapping into that strength, and then from there, narrowing it down to one project that you could possibly work on, and then taking that project from the mind, sharing it with somebody else, kind of getting a back and forth, and perhaps creating something even more fantastic with that. And then kind of running with it, you know, and it could be connected to your career. So something that you start on the side, a little side business, or perhaps you're going to be the boss of that little side business. But I do see the mere act of doing that, something that is different, something that you haven't tried before, and now you're taking something from 4 and 5D and placing it into 3D, there is going to be some big transformation in your life because you're starting to take action, more of that emperor energy that I was talking about. If you would like to embrace that, as you take that emperor energy, and instead of, you know, throwing your energy all over, you know, like mist and becoming more laser focused, then your energy shifts and what is possible for you shifts. So there is that opportunity. A particular block that may show up, we have the Hermit. So, and here I have my little candle. I'm like literally sitting next to the candle. So perhaps this is for me as well as some other people out there. But there may be that tendency to have all of the ideas and be like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll start this one project tomorrow. Actually, maybe this weekend. Probably really like next week or the week after. So it's kind of going into, I don't know if I want to start this. I don't know. So it's more of a self-confidence issue. I don't know if I want to really like get this going. I don't know if I want to talk to anybody about this yet. So just be careful about that. You know, maybe blocking some progress. Serene's a pretty tarot deck. Yeah, I love this one. This one is called the Good Karma Tarot, and my best friend out in Belgium, she actually introduced me to this deck. Hers, it was in French, but I found out there was a version in English, and I was like, hey. Okay, let's go into, the viewer's choice, you guys. So this is where you get to vote with a red heart or a green heart, the question that you would like to see me pull cards for in April 2022 for all my Gemini homies out there. All right, first question for those of you that are in the chat right now. What's my biggest lesson this month? If you would like to have me pull some cards on that, then go ahead and vote with a red heart. The other question is, where do I need more balance? Maybe for April 2022 Geminis out there. So if you want me to pull cards on that question, go ahead and vote with a green heart. All right, so go ahead and cast your votes now. Red heart, what's your biggest lesson for April 2022 for all my Geminis? Or where do I need more balance in my life in 2022 for April as a Gemini? So vote with that green heart. All right, so it looks like we have 2 greens, 0 reds. I'll keep it going. Do 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 do. All right, so it looks like we have 2 green hearts, 1 red heart. Let me pull the cards out and give you guys a chance if anybody else would like to vote. Otherwise, I think we're going to be going with the second question with all our little green hearters. And, oh, by the way, the deck that I'm going to be using is the Animal Love Oracle cards. All right. Let's see. It looks like those are going to be our votes. All right. So the green heart, the question was, where do I need more balance in April 2022? All right. Where do I need more balance in April 2022? Here we go, because I'm included in this. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Woo! Where do I need more balance? April 2022. Let's ask our little animal friends. Okay, let's put these cards away. Oh, it's a panda in roses. It says panda, abundance, tranquility, and gentle strength. Oh, look at that little panda butt. Oh. Okay, so where do you need more balance in April 2022? Okay. Again, I think this is kind of a reiteration of where'd that card go. The Six of Cups that we pulled in the fourth position earlier, and that was what area of your life needs nourishment. And I said that there needed to be a healthy balance between your inner child just kind of sitting around and maybe not doing much. And by not doing much, I mean also not overthinking while you're just chillaxing, watching Netflix, but actually giving your whole body a break, giving yourself a mental break, fully invest yourself into like junk food television, for a few hours, and maybe indulging a little bit too, and also the other part, where that's the adulting, that's the emperor energy, focused on one thing, getting that one thing done, to the best of your ability for April. So the part of you that needs a bit of balance is that balance between your adulting self and your inner child self. And the inner child is going to need a mental break, a physical break, emotional break, all of those things, just making sure that that's met. Because if the Gemini tendency to continue to think, even though we're in quote unquote relaxation mode, even if I was laying by the pool, I might be thinking about 1,001 things when I should be relaxing by the pool, just mainly basically maybe staring at the kids playing in the pool, watching them try to drown each other, kind of having a laugh at them playing with their floaty devices and just focusing on that event instead of having my mind be anywhere but the present moment. So a bit more balance when it comes to your mental chatter and energy. Yes, there's a time to adult and focus your mental energy, your emotional and physical energy into all of that. And then there's a time to give that little kid in you a break. So doing something fun, and if fun for you is just blah, doing nothing, laying on the couch, or perhaps it's having a bubble bath and actually putting rubber duckies in there, and just focusing on that, not letting that be a moment for your brain to go back into adulting mode, thinking about a bazillion things. So be more like this panda. I mean, this panda probably got some business done earlier, but now he's just chillaxing amongst these roses, apparently. So, give your brain a little bit of a break. Saren said, love the look on you. You make me think of Ariel with your necklace and outfit. You know what? I always think of the Little Mermaid when I wear this too. Like my Ursula has put my voice in here and trapped me in this like little nautilus. All right. Here we go, you guys. Let's go into our healing. So I'm going to bust out the Tibetan singing bowls. This is where you guys can get nice and comfy. Let me readjust myself here so that I can point the camera down for the Tibetan singing bowls. So if you want to go get something to drink, you want to go get a blankie, or if it's really warm where you are, maybe just go get something cool out of the fridge, maybe a glass of water, hydrate, or maybe a beer. I don't know. I don't know what time zone you're in. But, maybe something cool or something warm, just kind of depending on your location. All right, so let me point this camera down for you guys. All right, okay. So like I said, get yourself nice and cozy and get either a nice cool drink or a nice warm drink. I myself am going to drink a little bit of water right now. And that is some good water. All right, to start taking a nice deep breath in. All of your intentions for the month of April and releasing what no longer serves, what you would like to release in April. Breathing in some possible projects that you may want to begin or continue this month. And breathing out all that excess energy that keeps us trapped in our mind. And continue breathing in and out, feeling your diaphragm, stomach, and lungs. And as you breathe out, try your best to push that belly button towards your spine so you have a full exhale. All right, and here we go. lift this back up. You guys can go ahead and continue breathing. And as you do, start bringing your awareness back into your body, feeling those fingers and toes. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. So hopefully that helped to kind of open up those channels, clear things out so that you're ready to receive all those wonderful ideas for April and allowing yourself to take action, some emperor action on those ideas. Surian said, thank you. You're very, very welcome. Soothing sound. Night over here. So I got a blankie. Excellent. Well, it's a little warm here, but I'm definitely probably going to go get cozy on the bed, maybe with some water right after this chat. So let's go ahead and close up our circle. And then I want to do my gratitudes. So I hope that you guys have a fabulous April 2022. All my Gemini friends out there, and if you have friends or family that are Gemini, hopefully maybe you have a clearer picture of what they could be doing in April. But I'm going to use my Mesa wand to go ahead and bring that beautiful blue energy. We've been talking about blue, so if blue connects with anybody out there, just let us know. But I'm going to bring in that blue energy once again from the circle that I cast at the very beginning. So let's go ahead and close up that circle. So thanking the elementals of the north for helping us to cast our circle today. Going in a counterclockwise manner, thanking the elementals of the west for helping us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the south and thanking them for helping us to cast our circle today. And calling in the elementals of the east, thanking them for helping us to cast our circle today. Our work is done, and so it is. Grounding that energy back into Mama Gaia. All right, so thank you so much, you guys. Thank you to everybody who came in. Actually, earlier this morning, this is my second time on live chat today, but coming in this morning for the weekly reading, and then coming in again, for the Gemini reading this evening. And anybody who's watching the playback, I hope this all, connects with you. I hope that you have an amazing April 2022. Sumi, meow. And it's fun, but I've seen a lot of you guys kind of just popping in, for each of these monthly readings. And Sumi, I do see a lot. So thank you. It's nice to kind of hang out with you guys in the evening, after dinner, which, by the way, I had it was like the knockoff version of the Kraft macaroni and cheese, which I haven't had in a really long time. So James and I had that, and I was like so full after dinner. I'm like, I gotta do my live chat. But I love being able to hang out with you guys after dinner. So thank you to everybody who is subscribed to this channel, gave it a thumbs up or a double thumbs up, shared, commented, hung out. I enjoy doing these live chats. I like doing my pre-recorded videos too, but for the most part I like talking to you guys. I like actually hanging out with you guys. You guys are wonderful. And thank you to everybody who's thinking about doing the YouTube memberships, and for everybody who's gotten a reading from me, everybody who signed up for my newsletter. My newsletter is almost 300 people strong. So I put out that newsletter on the 1st of every month. So actually my April newsletter is coming out next week. So if you're interested, the link is down below if you want to sign up for the newsletter. I don't do the spam game, so I don't do anything except to send you a newsletter once a month. So if you're interested in some witchy goodness and ramblings and decks that I'm using and herbs that I'm using, then definitely check out that newsletter. And also thank you to everybody who signed up with Patreon. So all those who support me over at Patreon, you guys are awesome. I want to thank those people personally. So thank you to Michelle and to Surian and to Brandy, V, Samara, Kirsten, the Silver Wheel Witch, Jason, Kayla, and Brian. Thank you so much. And all the people who have been doing super chats and super stickers, I greatly appreciate them. Helps to keep mac and cheese in my belly, a roof over my head, so I can do this, for you guys. I love pulling cards for you guys and hopefully helping. So anyway, wishing you all a wonderful week, a wonderful month, and a lovely evening. Sumi said, I listen to you while I work. And Surian said, appreciate you all. Sumi again throwing in all the ocean themed things since we had a lot of those blues and waters come up. So definitely take a look into that. Anybody who maybe that connects with. All right, you guys, I will catch you later. Like I said, have a lovely evening. And yeah, I'll see you, well, actually tomorrow, because I'm going to be on here doing another monthly reading for the next zodiac sign tomorrow. But catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.